Hey guys, it is Raven, and I'm here with another interview for guys, and today I'm here with Delto. So how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just kind of tired.
I feel that. Yeah, it's pretty late where you are.
Yeah, it's like 11:49 p.m. right now.
God damn,
But
that's
it's cool.
late. But anyways, so the first thing I wanted to ask to start off this interview is how did you get your name?
Basically it's part of my last name. So my last name, I'm not gonna say it, but it has like three letters after Delta. And I remember my dad using it when I was like six and on like our Xbox, and I thought it sounded cool, so I've just been kind of using it ever since.
I mean, that's
Kind of
pretty
stole it
cool.
from him. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, so talking about your dad, I checked out the other interview that you did, and you mentioned that your dad was a DJ. So how did your dad get
Yeah.
into that? Because that's pretty interesting.
I have no clue actually. He talks about it a lot, but he never really mentioned how he got into it. I guess it was just kind of like he loved music, and that was just kind of like a job that like came up at the time because that was like the 80s, so that kind of like started then.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he had like vinyl records and shit. He still has some in the basement, I think, but so yeah, I mean, I've always been kind of like surrounded by music, and because of my dad, his like old DJ gear, I would always play around with that as a kid. So
Oh, that's cool. Is that
yeah.
kind of how like you got your first start like into music and like producing and all that?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember there was like this one synth. I don't know if it was digital or like a real synth, but it was like it had some like wonky ass sounds on it. And I remember always like playing around with them. Like I'd nag my dad to let me play around with them as a kid, like when I was
Yeah, I
like
feel
6 years
that.
old. Yeah, and then I really got like into like old um electronic music, like Kraftwerk. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't think
Um
I've heard of them before.
yeah, they were like the first to use synthesizers, and that's how I kind of got into like
Oh, that's
electronic music,
cool.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like EDM, I mean, I think I was like pretty much with everyone else
Oh
with like
yeah, definitely. I mean
NCS,
dubstep, especially when I was
dubstep.
like
Yeah, like I
12. Yeah.
remember the whole dubstep era, like Alan
Yeah.
Walker, Bass Hunter.
I
Although
mean
I'm
that's
not.
that's definitely how I got into like SoundCloud. That's like
Yeah,
my first look. I can go on my SoundCloud right now. My first song is a dubstep song I uploaded when I was 9. Like it's
yeah.
still up, it's still privated. I have it, like I have all my old shit. I never deleted it because I
Oh
knew I
wow.
wanted to come back. But yeah, yeah, it's cool. Like I can go back now. It just says like 7 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It
cause
had
like
12 plays. Yeah, it's
yeah, I
crazy.
remember like man, I was doing I've been doing YouTube for like I don't know like 6 7 years now, something like that. I'm
Hmm.
not quite sure. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I remember like always I would put like EDM music in the background of my videos, like early ones, because
The YouTube intro
oh my
EDM
god,
shit.
yes, oh my
Yeah.
god, because I was like 12 years old. That was like what was it, like
Yeah.
2016
I
when I started
remember
doing
those, the
commentaries.
like After Effects presets.
Oh my god, I remember that. That
That
was
was
an
a good
era.
time.
Those
The
were a
the
good
no
time.
copyright music shit. God.
Yeah, NCS. That was my introduction. Like
NCS,
that
yeah,
was
that
my
was crazy.
introduction to like yeah, no copyright music. That was my introduction to like
Hmm.
EDM. And then also one of my friends got me into Bass Hunter. That was also
Oh
pretty
yeah,
lit.
hardstyle. I remember hardstyle. Yeah, that was sick. Dude,
Yeah, that's
especially
some good
like Big
stuff.
Room and shit. That was like so hype back then.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Tomorrowland and shit. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, like
It's
you
interesting
know.
because I'm like I'm from Belgium, but I live in Luxembourg, so I was kind of like very
Oh, that's
close
cool.
to all of that. Yeah, I mean, I've never like gone to like I mean, well, I've gone to like one festival when I was 16, or no, when I was 14. But never to Tomorrowland yet. I
Yeah,
want to do it someday though. It looks so sick.
yeah,
It's
that's
kind of
pretty
died out though. I feel like
cool.
it's not around anymore.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the COVID, you can't go.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like in the future, it's like
Yeah,
18
yeah,
plus
yeah.
anyways. So.
Exactly. So kind of like speaking about that, like, so like, what was it like growing up in like Belgium and Luxembourg? Like, what was that like?
Well, I've always lived in Luxembourg like my whole life. We moved once, so I've kind of like when I was like really young, so it was like always kind of in the same spot. It's definitely really weird. I feel like people here are kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I don't really remember much from my like early childhood, I guess.
Yeah,
Just because like those social connections were like looking back, they're not what I thought they were, I guess. I mean, I've
yeah,
always had a lot of like problems with like social connections, and even now like I have homeschooling because of it. So I don't know, it was weird, but I mean, I like living here. It's calm. It's,
Yeah.
just kind of like being away from everyone in the scene kind of sucks, but it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I can always like move when I'm older, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you're the first person from Luxembourg I've ever met. I mean, I've always, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like a small little country in Europe that not a lot of people know about. But
Yeah, for sure. I've met one person on the internet that's from Luxembourg, and I've been on the internet since I was like a little kid, so that says a
yeah,
lot.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I might be like one of the biggest artists out of Luxembourg as well, which is kind of
probably,
crazy to me.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be
I mean, definitely on
surprised.
SoundCloud, 100%, but like
Yeah,
I
especially in
think
like
there's
the
like a
whole
folk
like
musician or someone that's bigger, but
yeah,
that's it.
exactly. I think especially like within the whole like kind of electronic pop whatever scene, like definitely
hmm
like within like what lane you're in, definitely I'd say probably like one of if not the biggest artists out of Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Cuz I was looking up the population, isn't it like 600,000 basically? Like
Yeah. It's like 600,000.
yeah. Like to
But I
me
mean, it's a
that's
small country. Like it's
yeah.
like the size of New York State. Like it's not big.
Yeah, exactly. Cause like I think for me, like the closest thing in population to that is like, cause I'm from Michigan, is like the city of Detroit,
hmm
and that's kind of the area I grew up in. Um, but yeah, so I kind of already covered this, but I guess like to go more in depth, how did you start making music?
Well, if you want like a very detailed story, basically when I was like 8 or 9, my dad got this like machine studio drum thing, this drum
Oh,
machine.
yeah, drum. I think that's what it is, like a drum
Yeah,
machine.
yeah, but by machine with like an SCH.
Ooh, okay.
Like the old, like the first one basically. So I kind of like started making music in that with like the drum kits they that came with the software, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's how I like, and I just started uploading those, I guess, like when I was really young. They're all still up, and like I guess I kind of started like nagging my dad to buy more shit. And like I don't know, I've just like been making shit on that my whole life, and then I switched to FL Studio because I was like looking up tutorials, and it was always FL Studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, so my dad bought FL Studio. I started like working on that. I made Tropical House. Oh my god, yeah, Tropical House to begin with,
Oh
like
wow.
some Kygo shit. Yeah. And I moved to like future bass, but like
Oh,
very
that's cool.
stereotypical future bass.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then like yeah, I mean, then I kind of went to like ambient music, which is still partially up, I think, in 2017. Yeah. And then from there I kind of went like wherever I wanted to, breakcore and some like ambient shit, like really ambient shit with no
Oh
drums, and then
yeah.
ambient shit with drums, and then that kind of evolved into hyperpop when I found 100 Gex and David Shoddy and shit. That was like my first introduction to the scene.
Yeah, I think
So
that for a
that's like
lot
the
of
whole
people, like, it's
timeline
like
of
your
me making music.
introduction.
Huh? Yeah. I mean, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess like going off like the like I've heard a lot of people. I mean, there's that whole joke going around that like hyperpop is dead, and all
hmm
that. So like, do you have like a preference of like hyperpop or digicore, or do you have like another name for it, or do you like not care?
I really don't care. It's just music. People
It
fight
really
over it. I
is.
really just don't care. The only thing that really matters is what playlists it gets. Playlists it get. Fuck, I can't talk. What
I feel like it's
playlists
okay.
it gets put into? There you go.
Yeah, there
Cause
you go.
like, I understand the frustration with like the AJ Cook shit. Like
Yeah,
that, it
yeah,
just completely got taken over by like big PC music people. But
yeah,
at the same time, like we're still inspired by them, and I think it's fair to acknowledge that. But I mean,
yeah,
I'm cool. I'm cool with digicore. I feel like it's a good way to
yeah.
like differentiate the scene from like the bigger people, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause like with me, sorry I was cutting you off a little bit.
No, it's okay.
Um, but with me, it's like I like how it's like kind of separated.
hmm
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just music. But like you said, like how it's like you got digicore and you got hyperpop, and like I definitely like what SoundCloud is doing with their like scenes,
Oh yeah,
and
definitely. I fuck with that so much. That was
yeah,
so cool to see.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Cause like didn't they have like Dolly and like
they
Midwest like
had
little
Dolly,
interviews with
Midwest,
them?
and Angelus. Yeah.
Yeah, Angelus, and they had all three of them, and I didn't look all into it, but it looked like they had like little interviews with them and stuff. And that
Basically, yeah,
looked
basically it was
really
just like
cool.
an introduction to the scene. Like they were just like naming people and like explaining who we are and shit. It was
That's
sick.
really cool. I fuck with
Yeah.
that heavy. Yeah, that's really cool because it's like it's really like kind of like bringing people in, definitely.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, for sure. And they went crazy on marketing. They did
oh
not
hell
save a
yeah,
fucking dollar. Like they just went crazy. It's amazing.
yeah, and I think that definitely would have been cool because I say I've been into the scene for probably. I mean, I've been listening to 100 Gex for probably a couple years now. Like whenever
Hmm.
like Money Machine came out, that was blown up. That's when I
Yeah,
got
that was
into
like
the scene.
2019, I think.
That's 2019, so it's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
year or two. I don't know, but I would say like the whole SoundCloud scene and like probably like when I got into you, I would say like early 20, not 2018, early 2020, because I would say because
I came around in like July. That was when I
yeah,
like,
July, yeah, basically
yeah.
summer 2020, because I started
Yeah.
listening to Quinn in like early 2020, and that
Hmm.
was like the whole like Slow Silver '03 kind of
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when
Widow
I was like getting
Pitfall.
into the scene. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Like I went from just like listening to people in the scene to all of a sudden having my first placement ever being a Glaive placement. That
I
was fucking
know. Yeah,
crazy.
that's
And now
crazy.
Glaive is just like a fucking mainstream artist. It's
I
so
know,
insane.
it's insane. Isn't he like
Yeah,
signed to Interscope or something like that?
yeah. He signed Interscope.
And like
It's
speaking
crazy.
about that, because you produced Pissed, right?
Hmm.
So what was it like when Pissed started getting like all that mainstream attention and
Dude,
like going
I
crazy?
was it didn't feel real because like the thing about Pissed was I made the beat for Posture, who I met in a Discord
Yeah, shout
randomly.
out Posture. He's really. Wait, what are their
Yeah,
pronouns?
he him I think.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool.
I'm
Yeah,
not
shout out
sure,
to
but I
him.
think so. Um, and I mean, Posture sent it to Glaive for a feature, and then Glaive was like, "Oh, can I use this entire beat?" And so he ended up using the entire beat, and I just like I had no idea until it was finished. Like
Oh wow.
Glaive's first DM to me was like, "Oh my god, you're awesome," and then he just like sent me a preview of it, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" So I had no idea what was happening. It was just kind of like all luck, and that's
That's
kind of like
crazy.
how I got into the scene, I guess. That was
That's
like my
pretty cool.
first song with anyone in the scene. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, cause it's like, and it's got an Overcast video now, and like shout
Hmm.
out Daniel Jordan K. He's an amazing cinematographer.
Yeah, Overcast is sick. Shout out Overcast.
Yeah, it's crazy like seeing um the whole the whole scene like finally get like recognized,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's really cool. And I think like especially like we gotta like you, Eric, definitely deserve a lot of the attention, and like with what you're getting with your music,
Hmm.
I definitely fuck with how much attention you guys are getting. And speaking about Eric, how did you actually meet Eric DOA and get to like producing for him? Because you guys have
Dude,
few
I don't
songs together.
remember. I don't remember when I met Eric, but I remember just like dude, Eric has always just been like the most supportive person ever. Like he just like
Shout out
calls
Eric.
you up randomly and is like, "Yo, let's make a beat," and then we just make shit.
That's hype. That's
Wait,
what's
I
up.
think I met him through his manager, Nick Fursey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their manager like kind of like hit me up for a beat for Sucker Punk because Fursey manages at them too. It
Yeah.
was supposed to be like a Sucker Punk X Glaive collab. The beat still has not been used. It never got used, but I guess that was kind of like my first contact. And then first he was like, "Oh shit, yeah, you should produce for Eric." So I sent a beat. It was at that beat. The first beat I sent him was ass. Like I'm not gonna lie. Um, and then I just like kept talking to Eric, I guess. And then yeah, I mean, he just like kind of randomly called me up for all those songs, especially like Self Sabotage. That song was made in like an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we called it. We were joking about like speed running hyperpop. Yeah, I mean, every
That's
time I'm in a
funny.
call with Eric, he just like makes so many jokes and like he's such a positive energy to
Yeah.
be around. Like
I've
it's
watched a few of
crazy.
his streams and I really like his personality.
Yeah, he just like makes the most random fucking jokes while we were working. It's amazing.
Oh my god. I have a funny story about Eric related things. So I have like a server, like a Discord server with a bunch of my
Hmm.
IRL friends. So I So I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I decided to spam a bunch of Ericdoa memes to them one day. And they got annoyed by it, so I was like, so then I have this whole joke where like Ericdoa is like my god, and I like, it's just, I don't know, it's just funny. But I did show them Eric's music and they actually fuck with it.
Yeah,
So it's
dude,
just
Eric
kind of,
has so many bad pictures out there. It's insane.
Oh my god,
Dude,
I have a whole full.
the thing is that they look good, but
I
like
know.
they just take so many meme pictures.
Oh
Like,
my
dude,
god.
they have the pictures with the bandana, like the professional ones look so fucking good, and then they just like
Yeah.
have the picture with the blunt. It fucking looks absurd. It's so funny. That's why I love
Yeah.
Eric.
Oh my
They have,
god,
like, two
Eric is
sides to
like
them. It's great.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I love Eric. I love Eric. Yeah, Eric, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Amazing.
Yeah.
Bro, shout out Eric for real. But anyways, so next question. So, would you say that you would prefer meeting people online or like in person?
I mean, I'm more comfortable online. I don't like
Yeah.
meeting people in real life because I feel like that's like a different version of me.
Yeah.
Especially me being who I am. I mean, I'm trans obviously, so it's kind of like different meeting people, I guess, because it's not like the real me that I show them.
Yeah.
And especially like being a kid in high school, like there's a lot of like fucked up shit that people say.
Yeah.
Especially here. I mean, it's supposed to be accepting, but like kids my age suck. I'm sorry, but,
Yeah.
like they really suck.
I feel that.
Um,
I feel that so much.
Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of just like a matter of my mental health to get homeschooled because I just like didn't feel comfortable anymore. I mean, I moved schools because I wanted to get away from my old IRLs because I did not feel comfortable around them anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
feel
people were
that.
nice to me at the new school, but I was just like so scared of it happening again that I just like
Yeah.
broke down. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
I feel
So
that.
ever since then, yeah.
So, like, definitely for me, like, I would say, I'm very much more comfortable with meeting people online. And my school is supposed to go back, I think, after
Oh
spring
God,
break.
I feel bad for you.
I know. I
Uh,
fucking hate it, bro. And
Yeah.
you can opt out for not going back to school and just do it online, but I don't know. But they're also proposing this like hybrid model where it's half online and half in school, and I think that would probably be the best for me. So it's
Oh yeah,
like,
that's what we did before I switched.
yeah,
It was like you went to school a week and then you got home for a week. It was chill because you only had like half days. I kind of liked it.
yeah. I feel like I'd probably like something like that. Like, with
Yeah, I
school.
mean honestly, like at this point, I'm just like in full quarantine, even if there's no corona.
I
So
feel that.
it doesn't really change anything for me. Half the time, I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, like I'll just like I it was so funny. Like I had this it was kind of funny cuz like I tapped out of social media for like 2 days and just like didn't contact anyone, and I had a couple of my friends that were like, "Yo, do we like got beef or something? Like you haven't talked to me in like a
Yeah.
couple days." I'm like, "Bro, I'm just like doing my own thing. We cool. I'm just doing my
Yeah,
own
I mean
thing."
it's kind of hard to like understand people online. I think that's like one of the things that I don't like about having
Yeah.
online friends only, because like I don't know what they're thinking half the time.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
unless they're like constantly giving me validation, it's hard for me to like realize what they think of me.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely think especially like being like LGBTQ, like especially and like I know this too, like I'm bi and gender fluid, so I definitely know where you're coming from, where it's like you don't know like if people are like accepting you or like if they're judging you or whatever, and it's like I haven't come out to like all my friends yet, like
Yeah.
like I'm going by the
It's
shape.
scary.
Yeah, like they she pronouns, and in fact this is like the first time I've ever mentioned it on my channel before.
There we
But
go. It's a first. It's a
there we
premiere.
go. There we go. I do at some point want to actually make a official coming out video, but I guess this will kind of be for the people who watch the interviews, but
For the hyper pop culture in there.
for the hyper
culture.
hyper pop culture.
I'm gonna regret saying that. It's the
Someone's
worst
gonna
sentence
clip
to ever
that.
come out of my mouth.
The hyper pop culture, goddamn.
The hyper
But
pop
anyway,
culture.
anyways, so another question I wanted to ask you is you definitely have a few songs where you do vocals, such as I think ones that I could tell you had vocals in were like Modern Warfare, Cold, and then
Mhm.
you also on your second page did a Minecraft remix to a Wells song.
Yeah. Yeah, to Fumes by Kamo.
Fuse, yeah. But anyways, so do you plan on doing like more vocal music, or are you just kind of stick to
Yeah, definitely.
producing?
I mean, I feel like I rely a lot on features, and it's partially because I don't know how to write full songs, and partially because I just want to work with people as much as possible because I feel like it's more fun.
Yeah.
Like my next song has 4 features on it.
Oh
I've
wow.
teased it on my socials. Yeah, it releases March 1st, so that's in like 3 days from when this is recorded.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
that's gonna be out before
Wait,
even
actually,
this
I think I
interview
already
comes
said who
out.
it is, so fuck it. It's with Lieu, Angelus, Funeral, and SEBii.
Nice.
The
Yeah, I
song,
don't think
yeah, the
this
song's like
interview is gonna be
almost.
out. Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. I don't think
Yeah,
this interview
whatever.
is
I
gonna
mean,
be out
it's
before
it's
then.
probably gonna be out by the time this interview is out, but it's like 4 minutes long as well, and I have vocals on it. But I mean,
Oh,
like
that's nice. I'll
pretty much
definitely
all
check
of
that
my
out.
recent tracks have vocals. I mean, like Problem has my vocals, Cold,
Yeah.
Backdoor, Get a Clue, but that's like 4 words.
Yeah.
I Don't Wanna has vocals. I feel like I Don't Want is like one of my best songs.
Yeah, I really like I Don't Wanna. And speaking about that song, how did you what was the process of making that song with like Joss and Cyphertrate or Cyphosite? Is that how you say your name?
Cypherosite. That's how I say it.
Cyphersite.
I don't know.
All right, yeah.
Well, I mean, Joss and Oak are like Oak is Cypherosite, by the way. Joss and Oak are like 2 of my closest friends, so I guess I kind of like wanted to um work with them because I've been talking about it with them for ages, and I just saw it as a good opportunity. I don't know. It was like a fun song. It wasn't like a super serious song, but it
Yeah.
ended up being one of my best ones. So I mean,
Yeah, I really
so
like it. I remember when it came out. I really liked it.
hmm yeah.
Um
I feel like it was kind of like more simple than my other stuff, and that's kind of why I wanted it to post it. Same with like
yeah.
Cole. I like making songs that are sometimes like really different from what I usually make.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely. So, another thing I wanted to ask is how did you get into the collective No Heart?
I was I had good contacts with Yerms. Basically, like he was one of the
Shout out
first
Yerms.
person. Wait, first peep. God, I can't speak today.
I
He
feel
was
that.
one of the first
I
people
feel that.
that like noticed me in the scene. It was like right before Pissed even dropped. He noticed me. Um, and he was like their most recent member, and I was also close with Mental at the time. Um,
Yeah.
so I kind of like got in contact with No Heart through them, and I've known about No Heart before I even knew what hyperpop was. Like I was listening to Kamo sets in like 2019.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, so I mean, No Heart was kind of like the first collective I gravitated towards because it was like people I already knew and already like was super into like listening to. So I think that's kind of like why I focused on No Heart. Yeah, No Heart. So
Nice. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's a lot of collectives definitely
there's too
in
many.
oh my god.
There's too many at this point. I
Yeah.
can't keep up. Like every week there's a new one.
Oh my god, there's so many. I remember I think it was Ted Green. He runs this it's not glitchcore, it's hyperpop. I think this meme page, and he made here I just found it. He made this whole like Venn diagram of yeah, No Hearts in here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got Slow Silver 03, Bloodhounds, Nova Gang, Goon, Helix Tears, Love Compound, Love Heart, like I said, Young Baspins. How do you say it? Young.
I have no clue.
I have no
Oh,
clue.
young babe stars.
Young Babe
It's from
Stars.
like
That's it.
yeah, it's from Bathing Ape Shoes.
Oh yeah, Varsity and 909 Worldwide. So yeah, it's
I feel like those are like the main collectives.
yeah, those
like
are
what I
the main
consider the actual
collectives.
collectives. I mean, I'm not saying like the other collectives aren't actual collectives. I'm just saying like those are the ones I take the most serious because I feel like
Yeah,
they put out the most consistent artists. I feel like.
yeah, exactly. And like I'm looking in here like at all the names. These are like, and yeah, like a lot of these like have like the biggest names
Yeah, for sure.
in
I
the
mean, the smaller ones
scene.
have big names. The problem is just like there's like they're not main collectives, I guess. They're like smaller collectives, and they make music occasionally.
Yeah,
They're not bad, like they're good, but I don't know. They're just excessive in my opinion. You can make
yeah,
music with friends without being in a collective, you know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely,
I feel like a lot of people see collectives as medals nowadays. Like they just want to collect as many as possible, and that kind of
exactly.
pisses me off.
I used to be a
'Cause it's
part of
like,
like, oh, go ahead.
yeah, okay. It's like at a certain point you're in collectives just to have that name on your profile instead of really
Exactly.
being in it for like the people in it and like the music and the vibes and shit. Like
Yeah,
I think you have to like kind of realize when you should maybe stop being in collectives. And I'm not
yeah,
throwing shade at anyone in particular. I'm just like saying in general, people need to like stop seeing
yeah,
collectives as a
absolutely.
thing to collect and more something to take seriously.
Yeah, I think Jick Chuck said something like, people are trying to collect collectives like they're Infinity Stones or something.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I used to be in like a couple different collectives, but I left because I was like, I don't feel like being in there, and I've just
Yeah.
stuck with one collective, and that's it.
Hmm.
You know?
I feel like that's the best option because you can really like
Yeah,
build up
absolutely.
connections with those people. I mean, especially with No Heart, I haven't been super active on their page, but I mean, like I talk a lot in the servers and shit. So I mean, in that sense, we do have like a very close connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah, and definitely, yeah, it's like, what was I gonna say? I'm losing my train of thought.
I have no clue.
But yeah, like definitely, it's just better to like, I think, and you don't even need to be in a collective to like work with
Oh
someone,
no, for sure.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, like,
definitely.
like I know hella people that like I work with all the time that I'm not in a collective with. But
Hmm.
anyways, so the next question I wanted to ask is, how did you meet SEBii and kind of start making music with him?
Oh, okay. So SEBii DM'd me on Twitter out of nowhere. That was cool as fuck. Wait, actually no, it was because I made the Boner remix, and that kind of
Nice.
like yeah, and he really liked that one, so he hit me up on Twitter to work. He's actually the only artist to ever like the only big artist to ever hit me up first to work, which is
Oh
kind of
wow,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I think ever since then I've like kind of like been cool with Sebi, and I try every time he releases an acapella, I try to make a remix of it, just like because
Nice.
it's like kind of like where I get to show off my new sounds and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really like how Sebi like drops acapellas, so like
Yeah, for sure. Sebi
producers can
interacts with
mix
his
around
fans
with
in a
them.
really cool way. I fuck with it. I think Sebi
Yeah,
has like the most positive character of every like most
absolutely.
positive personality of everyone in the scene. He's like this very like I feel like Sebi doesn't take himself super seriously. He's very like lighthearted and
Yeah,
positive and like this very like uplifting person to be around, I feel.
yeah, absolutely. I feel that because like I always get like a positive just attitude, just like listening to his
Hmm.
music. And it's
Even in his
like,
songs, like his voice is very like high pitched and like
yeah,
it sounds like I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it sounds very positive for some
I
reason. Like
know.
every song that he features on kind of becomes like a happy song.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's crazy to me because like a lot of times like people in like hyperpop digicore, they like pitch their
Hmm.
vocals a lot, but like Sebi's is like that's actually like how he
Yeah, I think that's
sings.
so cool. I'm
I
so
know.
jealous of Sebi's voice. Oh my god.
Exactly, because I remember uh the first time I ever found out about him is when Butterfly Bunkai was blown up.
Oh yeah.
um But I remember the one thing that that's when I like really got into SEBii. That's when I was like, okay, I really should check this guy out more. Is that clip of him saying Ginseng's producer tag, and he said it like
Hmm.
spot on. And
Oh
yeah,
my
I think
god.
you
Yeah.
remember that. Um, and that to me was like, I was like, it's just so crazy because it's like you don't expect his voice to sound like that,
Yeah,
but
for
then he's
sure.
able to do that. It's crazy. It's crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Sebi's cool.
Yeah, shout out Sebi. But anyways, so I think I already covered this a little bit when we were talking about piss blowing up. But
Hmm.
how'd you react when like some of the tracks that you were like involved with, like producing, like start getting like editorial playlist placements?
It was it's hard to like gauge, like it's hard to like explain how I felt about it because it's like I still don't know how I feel about it to this day. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's amazing because like something I've created is actually like out there. Like I get people messaging me saying like, "Oh shit, I heard Pissed at the mall," or like I heard someone driving past me playing it,
That's
and that's like such
crazy.
a crazy experience to me because it's like something I've created actually like got somewhere. You know, like it's
Yeah,
the first time in my life where I've like actually felt like I've I wouldn't say like touch someone else's life because that's not what what fucking Piss did, but like I feel like kind of like that someone else heard it and like fucked with it and like yeah, I guess just like the fact that it went like global is insane to me. It's still hard for me to like explain it because it's like such a weird thought to have that like someone across the fucking world likes my music, you know?
exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, we're doing this interview like across like the world
Yeah.
right now. Like I'm in the US,
Yeah.
you're in Luxembourg. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Um
especially like being from Luxembourg, like no one knows
yeah,
what the fuck Luxembourg is.
exactly.
And like I remember like there were like three like artists at my school, and like they have like 100 followers on SoundCloud, which isn't bad. I mean, it's fine for a local
Yeah.
artist. But I remember at the time I thought that was so insane. I was like, oh my god, can I produce for you? And now I'm like at like 2,500, and I have like a song
Yeah.
that has like 1.8 million fucking plays. Like that's insane.
I know,
It's
that's
like it's
crazy.
way bigger than I ever thought this would go, and I'm really happy where it is, but at the same time, it's so scary.
Exactly. Like I've never like right now, I would say I've never had anything like super blow up. Like I have one video on my channel that has like over 100K, but it's just like a folk song compilation that I did when I was
Yeah,
like 11.
yeah.
So like for
It's always the
me,
weirdest shit that blows up on YouTube
I
for
know
some reason.
it's the weirdest shit. I made it. It's this Icelandic folk song compilation that I made when I was like 11 years old, and it's at like over 100K now, and I have a Norwegian one that's at like 50K. It's like I don't know why, but those blew up, and that's like what kept my channel like going crazy for a while up until I started doing music content. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've always wondered like it's like how would I react if like I don't know, like let's say I don't know, this interview got like a crazy amount of attention, like how would I react? Like I don't know,
Hmm.
I guess it's just like
I mean, I think the best response is just not react at all and to just like keep doing what you do.
yeah,
'Cause I feel like once
exactly.
you start changing, people are not gonna fuck with it. I mean, I've definitely changed since Pissed. I mean, a ton, but like
Yeah.
I think
But not like
if
for the
if you
worse.
no, if I think if you get like caught up in wanting more plays and like focusing too much on that, you get fucked over. I mean, I
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
focus on getting plays and like growing myself, but that's more because I just like want to have a future in music and
Exactly,
not
yeah.
get stuck. So I feel like I think if you
Yeah.
have like an actual like aspiration and like I wouldn't say vision because that's kind of like a corny term, but I mean, yeah, if you have like enough determination and like you don't get caught up
Motivation.
in yeah, if you don't like get caught up in stupid shit, I feel like it's pretty easy to get far.
Yeah, exactly. I
I
totally
think yeah, I think
agree.
a lot of people get caught up in like drama and who they should be friends with and who they should work with, but at the end of the day, just like
Just
be
have
who you
fun.
want to be, talk who you yeah, talk with who you want to talk. Like it doesn't matter as long as
Yeah.
you don't support fucked up people. Like
Yeah,
who
exactly.
cares? I just don't get involved in drama because it's just like unless it directly involves me, I just don't care.
Yeah. It's like it's just not worth your time,
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. Unless like actually something that like genuinely affects someone close to me, I'll get
Yeah, yeah,
involved. But
that's different.
it's
That's different.
I feel like all the like hyper pop drama, it sounds so stupid, but like all
Yeah.
of that shit is so unnecessary. I've seen so much of it and I just ignore it. I usually
Yeah.
like if people keep doing it, I'll just unfollow them and follow them back a day later. It just it pisses me off to see because I
Yeah.
don't understand it. Like it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just like I don't know, that's how like I look at it. And it's like I've thought about like making videos like covering it, but I'm like I'm just adding to the fire.
Don't do it. It's a bad
I was
idea.
like, no, I'm not doing that. It's just
The
adding
thing
to the
is, like, we're
fire.
not we're not like experienced artists or like
We're
people with PR teams. We're like teenagers just
bro,
on
we're
the
just a bunch
internet
of
doing what we
teenagers on the
want.
internet.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't like. I feel like we shouldn't take all the drama that seriously. You know,
No,
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just all making music. We're all trying to do the
exactly.
same thing. We're all pushing the same narrative, and it's stupid to like argue about that. Because at
Yeah,
the end of the day, we're all the same.
yeah, and exactly, and that's why I decided not to make videos about it because I was like, this is just not like
Yeah.
I just don't want to give this my time of day. You know, I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
cover stuff that like actually matters. Like for example, this interview. You know, like I'd rather cover the positives. You know, or like cover
Yeah, for
people.
sure, for sure.
And like what I like about doing these interviews is like I give people like a platform to like tell their story. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to do more interviews. I feel like
Oh
being
yeah,
able to like
absolutely.
explain yourself and who you are is kind of nice. Like being able to
Yeah.
answer questions. I feel like that's it's kind of freeing.
Yeah. And that's like part of the reason I like doing interviews is because it's just like fun to talk to artists and like meet new
Hmm.
people and just do stuff
Yeah.
like that. But anyways, so I asked and you actually retweeted this tweet, but I asked on Twitter some
Yeah.
questions. So I got about 4 questions right here that I got from people.
I've seen them all, by the way. I've gotten like notifications for them
Yeah.
all. But
So yeah,
go ahead.
you know what you know the
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
So the first one is from how do I say her name? It's Insayo, I think.
NCO. I say it
Incio?
NCO. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce half the people's
I
names.
know
It's weird.
everyone's
I
names is
just say
so
NCO.
crazy. But yeah, Incio. So she asked, "Do you like Angry Birds?"
I haven't, dude. I haven't played that game in years.
Yeah.
That used to be like my shit. But
That was
the
like a
game with
nostalgia
like the
trip when I
pig,
read that.
yeah, but the game with the pigs where you have to like drive them around or whatever is better.
Yeah.
Like where the roles are flipped, where you play as the pigs. That one's
Oh
better.
yeah.
It's kind of like Poly Bridge, but you have to build a car. I fucked with that. That was cool.
Yeah, I think it was called Angry Pigs, Angry Piggies.
No, it was like no, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like it was sick. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm trying to
know.
remember the name. I know what game
Yeah.
you're talking about. I loved it. I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah. It was cool.
I think it was called
Yeah.
Bad Piggies. I think that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Bad Piggies, yeah.
Bad Piggy. That was it. That was it. I remember playing that game. Man, that game was fun.
That game was fire.
So the next question is actually shout out to Astrid, otherwise known as Saratogan. She actually linked me up with Delto because I didn't realize you tweeted it, but that you wanted to do an interview. I was like, bet, gotta do it. So shout out to Astrid for helping me set this whole thing up. But she said, "What is your favorite Ural Fest that you've performed at?"
I'd say Ball Pit, which was like last week, I think. Yeah, it was. Just because it was like the first time I've done a set with an actual platform. I've done like 2 sets before, but they were all really small.
Yeah,
So I think having like more support was kind of crazy. And
yeah,
also it was just a good set. I'm gonna be honest, I'm proud as fuck of that set.
yeah. Also, I'm gonna plug this, but Serofest on April 10th and 11th, both Delto and I are gonna have sets on there, so make sure to go check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a set, right?
Yeah, I have a set. I haven't made
bet,
it yet.
bet.
I've been slacking. I have like one to make for tomorrow as well.
I
But
bet. Yeah, so Serofest, that's being hosted by shout out to Saratogan for setting that whole thing up.
oh Jesus. Yeah, sorry, I almost
Oh.
dropped my mic.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. But yeah, shout out to Astrid for putting that whole thing together. I just had to plug that real quick because that that I can't wait to actually perform it. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways,
for sure.
so the next question was asked by Chef03, and he said, "If you're on death row, what would your last meal be?"
Oof, that's a hard question. I read that one before and I was thinking about it because I have no fucking clue. Every time someone asks me about food, I just get stuck. I mean, I'd probably just say pizza. I'm gonna be honest. It's like the most
Yeah.
stereotypical answer, but I feel like you cannot go wrong
Pizza
with pizza.
slaps.
Dude, honestly, like pizza is so overrated, but at the same time, it's underrated. You feel me? It's like it's crazy because it's like some pizzas are so trash and some pizzas are just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, people fucking flamed my pizza last time I posted it. That shit was so good. Yeah, I posted like a picture of the pizza and people were like, "Oh, that looks disgusting." I was like, "What the fuck?"
People just hating.
That shit was good though. That was
Bro.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't look good, but it was good, so I don't care.
Bro, who cares what it looks like as long as it tastes good?
That's the thing. Yeah, no, but for sure. I mean, I don't really like seafood as a big deal. I mean, I like good food, but I just like don't have a favorite food, I guess, because there's so many good ones. Like, it's hard to choose, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, so the last question, and this is actually a pretty good question to like sort of end the interview off, pretty much. So Claude, the Twitter @ is Claude's Diary. He asked, what are your plans for 2021?
I don't know, honestly. I've been thinking about making an EP, but I've told myself I'd make one like 3 times now.
I feel that.
So I'll just like keep doing what I do, I guess.
Yeah.
But bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bigger plans.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm just like making music. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last question I wanted to ask is like, what would you say your advice is to like people wanting to do music?
Don't force anything, I guess. That's a big problem. I feel like people like try to force their way into the scene, and like I know what it's like to like be an artist outside of the scene trying to get in. I mean, I was like that before Piss Rock, but
yeah,
it's not a good idea. You're just like, the thing is like, I know it doesn't come from like a place of trying to be annoying, but it does come across like that for artists, because people don't realize that they often get like, I mean, I get less, but I still get like fucking 5 people a day asking for beats.
Yeah.
And like, I understand it, but it's not a good idea. Like, you're just gonna, it's hard to say, because like I used to be like that, and I realize why people are like that, but it's just like, don't do it.
Yeah. Also,
just
don't send people
music.
your SoundCloud links.
Don't do it in DMs. I swear to God.
Don't
if you send me your music in DMs, that makes me want to not listen to it. Just make music. That's all you have to do. Make music.
Just like,
make
you can
cool
hit people up to work, like say like, hey, I really like your stuff. Do you want to collaborate?
Or, dude, just be active in Discords. Don't be obnoxious. Send your shit in Discords. Be friends with people. Like, don't force it, you know.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Make music, chill out, and like
make music, chill.
go wherever it takes you. That's all I can say.
Also, don't spam it in comments. That's the shit that I hate the most. Like,
dude, every time, dude, I've gotten Lyrical Lemonade articles twice, and every fucking time there's people promoing underneath it.
Oh my God.
Just like, dude, you do realize that the people who run that account will not see that at all, because someone just posted and then goes off the account. Like, no one will see that.
Yeah. And I get DMs sometimes of people just like, hey, yo, like, and I can tell it's a copy paste. It's like, hey, I'm a new artist from this, that. Too. Yeah. And like, or no, the stuff that I hate the most is like when it's a bot account. So it's like, it's like a second account. So like the artist is trying to hide the fact that they sent it out, but you know damn well they sent it out.
Yeah. I mean, the worst ever thing is fucking SoundCloud DMs. That shit's a mistake, man.
Man, don't DM it's okay to hit people up to work, like, not annoyingly, like, don't spam, but like, just be active. Like Delto said, just be active in Discord and just like become friends with people. Don't force it. Just be chill.
And with become friends, I don't mean like spam people to be friends. Just talk to people.
Just talk to people. You know,
that's all you need to do. Treat artists like humans, because at the end of the day, we are like,
exactly
different than you. We're not like, and I feel like people like, it's hard to explain because it's on such a smaller scale, but I feel like, especially with the YouTubers, like big ones, people often like think the YouTubers are their friends and like act really fucking weird. And I've seen that happen with people.
Oh yeah.
Like, to me, even like I've gotten people saying some weird shit on Instagram, and it just makes me so uncomfortable, because I don't think they realize that I don't know them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like trying to be a dick or like having an ego. I just like really don't know them, and it's fine if you enjoy their music. I love that. Like, fuck yeah. but like I still don't know you. Like,
Yeah.
stop trying to
I think
joke around about things that I'm not comfortable with if I don't know you, you know.
Exactly. What was the term? Oh yeah, one-sided relationship. I think
Parasocial relationship.
Parasocial relationship. Yeah. It's like where like you feel super connected with an artist because you've like consumed all this media, but then you forget the fact that so then like, you know, people just like talk to them as if they're like they've known that, because like to them they've known the artist for years, but the artist that's their first ever interaction.
Dude,
with them.
someone asked me if they could fly me out to America and if I'd hang out with them if they did that.
That's crazy.
on the fucking Q&A thing on Instagram, and I didn't want to be mean because like I didn't want to assume anything, so I just didn't write a mean response. It just said like, I don't know you, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's pretty forward.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty forward.
The things I don't want to like assume who that person is. I don't know their background. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they've got going on. So I just like don't try to knock those people down. I try to be nice to everyone I meet, but sometimes I just feel very uncomfortable with people. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's like it's like, like same thing. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like strangers over the internet. You've never met them before. So it's like, how do I know I can trust you, you know?
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like people don't, like, there's obviously people that need interaction and like, have an obsession with artists, and that's fine to have. Like, I feel like, especially a lot of stands, I feel like people criticize them often without thinking about why they're like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think instead of like pushing them down, we should more like try to explain to people why it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think a lot of stands would not listen to that, but I think some would.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like I try to be careful with it because it's a sensitive topic.
I'd say you explained it pretty well. I'd say.
Yeah, I just don't like being mean to people, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, unless they're mean to me, I will not care. But
yeah,
if they're nice to me, I'll be nice back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I honestly at this point I've just decided that I'm only gonna interact with people who are nice, because it's just like I know, like, if I just interact with the trolls, I'm just feeding them what they want.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had like a shit ton of trolls. I just don't like.
That's good.
I don't even check my message requests anymore because there's just like too many people in there. It stresses me the fuck out. So if you've sent me a message and I did not read it or did not respond, I'm sorry. It's just like I cannot answer every single person.
Yeah.
I answer like some questions or like people telling me they like my shit because I feel like that's like a nice thing to react to.
Yeah, like genuine support.
Please don't like keep spamming me questions when I do that. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
well, that's why we have this interview, so people can have their questions answered. There we go. Exactly. But anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Make sure you go check out Delto. I'll have all her stuff linked in the description down below, so you can go check her out. Very talented, very underrated producer. Also, she's got a lot of vocal stuff too, so make sure to go check all that out. Also, make sure to check out my stuff. I'll have all that, all my music and all my stuff linked in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on my next interview.
I don't think you wanna know this, but I don't want you wanna focus, I don't know if you wanna know me. Get the fuck up on my face and on my heart.